everyone, my name is Corsair Mac from Mac's Empowerment Counseling, and today I'm going to do a really brief overview about crisis and trauma, as well as things you can do to help get your life back on track. Now, sit back, relax, take everything I say with a grain of salt, and let's get into it. So, first, what is a crisis? So a crisis is a time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger in your life. And it could be related to any life events that happen to you, any life events that do not happen to you, or any events in general that happen to you or not happen to you. Trauma is an emotional response to said events, right? So ultimately, the reason why I bring that up is because anything could be considered a crisis or traumatic situation depending on the person. So, for example, it could be as low as stubbing your toe or as big as a natural disaster or a death in the family. Depending on the person, both people could have the same emotional response to those different events. So everybody processes trauma differently or a crisis event, and everybody works through trauma differently or a crisis event. So, with that being said, here's some things that you can do to help you out if you're going through a crisis or traumatic situation. So first things first, get help, right? So if you need it, now know that if you do go through a crisis or traumatic event, no, not all the time you need help. Though if you do need it, please get help, right? Talk to a mental health professional, ask them about things that are going on with you to see if you do need help or if you do not need help. And if you do, if you're interested or if you're comfortable with it, seek help and talk to a mental health professional. Secondly, reassess your goals. Because ultimately, when people go through a crisis or traumatic situation, not all the time, but ultimately they feel like their life is turned upside down. So a way to turn your life back right side up is to reestablish what goals you were working on before the crisis or traumatic event, or create new ones based off of ultimately where you want to go in life. Because when we see that progress being made, we're getting that power back from that crisis or traumatic event that happened to us, which is very important. Right? Another one is connect with supports, right? Positive and healthy supports, not negative and toxic supports, but positive and healthy supports, right? And if you don't have any positive or healthy supports, do your best to get connected to people in your community, or you can get connected to people over Facebook. You can find different groups for different things that you might be interested in. The reason why I say that is because as humans, we need that social interaction, right? Whether that's in person or over the internet, we need that social interaction. So please get connected with supports. All right, so lastly, a thing you could do is take care of yourself, whether that's physically taking care of yourself, mentally taking care of yourself, emotionally taking care of yourself, right? Financially, socially, spiritually, or religiously, if you ascribe to that, occupationally, environmentally, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Because what that does is it helps you see the growth, right? It helps you see the progress, right? It helps you see all the work and effort you're putting into yourself to ultimately change your outlook on your life after that crisis or traumatic event happened, or even during the crisis or traumatic event if you're still going through it. So ultimately, like I mentioned, the things to do to help you out with it is get help if you need it, right? Reestablish your goals, connect with supports, and take care of yourself. So, if you made it to this point of the video, that's it. Thank you guys very much for listening to me. And like I mentioned at the beginning, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research. If you have any tips or tricks for other people to help take care of themselves after a crisis or traumatic event, please leave a comment below. And yeah, stay safe out there, everybody.